What's going on, everybody? This Afro think tank. White woman says racism is rooted in jealousy, and I am inclined to believe her. I mean, we all talk around the topic, right? But we know what it is, right? We know that black people make other people insecure, and when they feel insecure, they project their insecurities on to us. So our, black people, our abilities, our capabilities, our talents, the gifts that God gave us, the original man, right? Also turns out to be a curse because those who don't have those same gifts and envy those gifts, they create institutions and attachments and laws and rules to combat those gifts, right? They like to use those gifts, right? If you have not noticed, they like to use our gifts. They like to come as close as they can to our gifts, right? But any chance they get, they would do everything they can to undermine our gifts because they see us have this natural advantage. So they need to create an artificial advantage in order to combat our natural advantage, right? Good afternoon. So, and because of that, we have to deal with a lot of bull crap. Like racism really is white dudes and Asian dudes and Latino dudes don't want to compete with black dudes. That's just what it is. No, good afternoon. I'm doing good. I always stop to talk to the kid. Look at this cute little boy. Fine. All right, I literally had to pause it and stop it because they wanted to say good afternoon, hi, and goodbye like 30 times, and more kids came. You know how I go, right? But anyway, so, it's just people are jealous of us. Women are jealous of our black women. Men are jealous of black men, right? And they can't just come out and say it. They're not going to say, the reason why I'm racist is because I'm jealous. The reason why I'm racist is because I think you got a bigger... Now, yes, when it comes to that eggplant, yeah, there's something to it. And this is the thing. It's not about the size of the eggplant. But ancient history shows that on average, I guess, we must be doing better than them. All right? And it's not like it's us saying it. We ain't never said it. It's always been the other women that say it. Right? And if they're saying it, and if all other women are saying it, must be something to it. Right? But what I do know is that when black men are participating in adult recreational activities with the opposite sex, black men tend to try to please the woman. Right? And I know from being around other races of men that that's not exactly their goal. All right? And this is throughout. So other women seem to have better experiences with us than them. Because we're not as selfish, I guess you would say. And plus, we got that motion. You know what I'm saying? Rhythm means, listen, rhythm is important. We got the rhythm, and we on that beat on time. We gonna hit that beat. All right. We know certain other groups can't hit that beat. All right. But anyway, all right. And without getting too deep in it, because if you sit there, if you want to be 100, you want everybody to take their clothes off and just be naked about it and just be full humility. That's what racism is about. It's about being jealous of us. And because they can't be us, and because they can't do the things that we do, they hate us for it. They hate us because they can't beat us. That is as simple as it can possibly be. But unfortunately for them, we're baby as kids and we don't die, we multiply. So not only do we have all these gifts, but we also have the gift of multiplying while everybody else is, not multiplying. They're doing the opposite of multiplying. Okay, so hey, what can you do? The future is black, no matter how you want to look at it. Anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
This is reason 10,000 why racism is rooted in jealousy. Tell me why I received this message of a white man saying, well, you look like you've dated black men, and if you have, none of us want you. I didn't know this was an attitude that a lot of white men hold, but apparently they think that white women who sleep with black men or with brown men, they become tainted in some way, and they no longer want that white woman. But this is absolutely rooted in jealousy, because why would it matter to them unless black men made them feel insecure? There is something about black men sleeping with white women who they view as their possessions that really gets them feeling angry, like they aren't good enough, because let's face it, they aren't. And white men are obsessed with black men's penises. Like, they talk about it often online. You'll see comments like, I bet she takes black dick or whatever. And it's fucking weird and genuinely unsettling how much they talk about black men. If they weren't insecure, if they didn't feel jealous, then why would they talk about it? They wouldn't. Genuinely so embarrassing on their end, because quite literally anybody can see through like what they're doing.
For some reason, the sort of elite, kind of enlightenment white men have always obsessed over men's bodies. And we've seen that a little bit here and there. And yeah, we also know that Grindr crashed during the RNC and blah, blah, blah. And we do know that our fearless leader loves to, like, touch very handsome men. But I'm not going to get into, like, sort of the sort of sexual preference or anything. This is really about how these men through history have always sort of ogled men's bodies. And at the same time, in the past, when the Atlantic slave trade and the Middle Passage was going on, the scientific revolution was also exploding. So what did these sort of budding scientists get fixated on? Black bodies with phrenology and all of that, but there's more to that. With phrenology, they were trying to prove that, like, according to skull shape, you know, African men had, like, smaller brains or smaller intellect according to white men. Yes. Yeah. And I studied this in research with my book, which takes place on a plantation in the 1760s. So this is what I've been reading for the past, like, 2 years. And so what I mean by this is that there were instances where these men, these writers and stuff, are writing just about how the black body and specifically was, like, made for, like, high performance, which, you know, you can equate that nowadays with, like, sports athletes, artists, and things like that. But there was, like, this obsession that Enlightenment white men had about black bodies, men, and yes, women, but, like, the men, it gives there's a residue there.
Now it's time to talk about the men that can't seem to take their hands off of children. And out of respect for all of the victims like myself, that's all I'll say about that. If you know, you know. As we discussed with black women's hair, black men's hair too bears a very odd obsession. I'm sure you've noticed at all of the various college campuses and high schools that the sudden straight hair kids now are obsessed with curly hair and a fade. A clear indicator of replicating what they see, which is simply theft. Privileged women have a tendency to hold space for such hatred within their gifts, and privileged men will unapologetically steal from a black man, no problem. Which actually brings me to the obsession of black man's masculinity. Privileged men are obsessed with black men's masculinity. They obsess over the ability of the black man to shine in any circumstance. Even at the hands of the abusers, the police. Privileged men would more than likely cross-dress before they could ever fully exude the levels of godlike masculinity that black men naturally have. Privileged people hide their obsessions behind hatred, when they could just admit they're obsessed with black people.
The adult entertainment industry to racism pipeline needs to be studied, and we're going to study it today. The reason white males show so much micro and macro aggression towards black people is because of adult entertainment. It's an aggression that stems from obsession. And this obsession goes all the way back from when the white man used to capture black people, unalive them and keep their private you-know-what for souvenirs. I don't think any of us as black men could imagine unaliving someone and keeping their private you-know-what for souvenirs. So this just goes to show the length of the obsession. Because it always used to baffle me, like, white men are the leading people when it comes to EX crimes against children and women. Number one. Like, the white man be taking that shit, man. And even with the white man being the number one leader with these specific crimes against children and women, you never hear them talk about, we have fatigue with this, and you'll think they will say white fatigue when it comes to children. These are children in our community. You think the white man cares about the children in his community, but he's a fraud. Instead, he'll worry about the black guy shooting up another black guy, or the brother on the block, sagging his pants, or black fatigue because they're so loud in public. Or they'll bring up that one statistic, they commit most of the crime and they're only a certain amount of the population, even though if you break down that statistic, it's very misleading. And I'm like, why is there so much concern in that community for black men when your children are literally being touched? Like, there's a crisis with your children going on. And I'm like, but I get it. They don't give a damn about what black people are actually doing. It's envy. When they're on these websites watching these big, buff black guys take down these innocent, little, just beautiful white women, angels before they were touched by the black man. When they're watching these white girls go to Pound Town with these black men, it creates an envy, a hate, a jealousy within them. So instead of talking about the actual problems going on in their community, like the children being touched, massive problem, they focus their energy on the brother sagging his pants. The brother smoking some gas on the block. The brother who just pulled up on another up block to shoot up another brother. Meanwhile, you've got very serious crimes going on in your community. They have envy towards black men, so instead of actually worrying about what's going on in their community, nah, I want to call out this black man, bro. I'm tired of him. Like, I just seen him pounding up. Like, I want him out of here. He's the problem, bro. These blacks. I'm telling you, bro, half these things these white guys complain about black people doing, they don't give a damn. It's just a way for them to get off their hate and their envy. But hey, what is will always be, and God has already written this story. So black guys out there, bro, don't stress about it, bro. And to the white men out there who haven't been warped by adult entertainment, hold your fellow brothers accountable in your community. Because there's some serious problems you guys need to be talking about before you're worrying about some black fatigue.
Dr. Hacker, it doesn't appear as though you really paint a very pretty picture of white people in general insofar as you see white-black race relations. Can you expound on that, sir?
Well, interestingly, you use the phrase race relations. I don't think there are many relations between black and white people. What I would say very simply is that those of us who are born with this pigmentation have certain privileges, things we can take for granted, we have the safety, the security, so we don't want to lose this. Now, this also means that, and here's the unpleasant part, that so much of our safety, security, status comes from putting down black people, saying we're not like them. We're Europeans. We're more highly evolved. We've got talents they don't have. And that's where you get, the flip side of this, which really is the ugly side of racism.
Mm-hmm. Well, how much does sex and sexuality really have to do with race relations, particularly between white men and black men?
Well, if you take white men and black men, let's take it two ways.
Okay.
If a white man is walking down the street and he sees a couple, a very attractive black man, really masculine, and with him a very attractive white woman, very white, we'll make her blonde, He looks at that woman and he wonders, this is the white man, what does she see in him? What do they do together? And it really drives us, up the wall, because she's a woman who could choose, a white guy, but she chooses a black guy. And that really bothers us. And as a result, what we want to do is some way take that black man away, because we begin to say, hey, is she having a better time with him, in various ways than she can with me. And so he's competition for us. And you know how people react to competition.
Would you prefer a black guy or a white guy?
Black guy.
Black guy? What about you?
Black guy.
Black guy? And why is that?
I don't know how to treat a girl. Yeah.
They know how to treat a girl? Yeah. Better than a white guy, you said?
White guys are weird.
White guys are weird? Why are they weird? What did they do?
It's like they talk weird. Black guys are just cool. No hate.
Okay. Look, you guys like what you guys like. You feel me? It is what it is.
Have you ever noticed that for some reason, whenever like a white guy meets a new black guy for the first time, they always act like they're auditioning to become black? Literally, it could be a guy who talks like me. He'd still be like, yo, salutations. All right. You good? You chilling? Nice. They start making noises. They don't even say words like, yeah. Prap. We out here. It's so weird, dude. You never really see the reverse of that. You never see like black people audition to be white outside of like a job interview. But other than that,
wherever you want. I know you want my attention and everybody else's attention. So I'm gonna give it to you. And I'm gonna give it to you straight. You said, I have a question. What does white women see in black men to marry them? It's nasty if you ask me. I'm gonna say this to you, okay? And you can go look it up wherever you want to, okay? God made Adam and Eve, right? The Bible said a man was made for a woman and a woman was made for a man. Color never entered the picture. So a black man is made in God's image. So if a black man is nasty for a white woman to marry, are you calling my God nasty? Because a black man is made in the image of my God. That's the first part. The second part is this. A man is a man. I don't give a damn what color he is. And if you think I'm lying, go check out A.C. Carter. He's on here. Ain't nothing nasty about that man. Finer than a motherfucker. What's nasty about him? Any white woman. Hold on, let me say this. Mr. Carter is married, but I'm going to just use him for an example because he's the first one who came to my mind. Any white woman would be honored to marry that man. This man is an educated man. He has a career. He's sexier than a motherfucker. And you say it's nasty. Baby, get out of here. Because then we could go back and we can talk about Mr. Henry. Mr. Henry is an educated man. Mr. Henry has a career. Mr. Henry is a tall drink of motherfucking water. Ain't nobody, listen, let me say this and I'm going to say it loud and I'm going to say it proud. It ain't a motherfucker walking this earth that is sexier than Mr. Henry. And ain't nothing nasty about him, baby. Unless I asked him to be. But you keep on being so judgmental. That's where we get all the hate in the world, baby. They men. We women. Women are attracted to men. And men are attracted to women. Don't get it twisted. And don't put yourself in a box and limit yourself. You don't know what you're missing. But you will learn one day.
People so intimidated and threatened by black men. Why are white people so intimidated and threatened by black men despite their claims that black men are inferior to them and incapable of the most basic tasks?
They know black men are superior to them. Put us on any playing field, be it physics or football, and we will win. Give us the same opportunities and we will win. Because we come from a history of not trying to destroy and dominate the world, and you come from a history of trying to destroy and dominate the world. So you go into your medicine, and your first open heart surgery as a black man, your first separating of Siamese twins as a black man, the creator that eventually produces your first artificial heart as a black man. A black janitor at Johns Hancock, all right, teaches your best surgeon, the janitor, who never went to med school. You got a TV set because of a black man. You got a cell phone because of a black man. You got a touchstone because of a black woman. You got the video game because of a black man. You've got the internet because of a brother from Ghana, Nigeria or Ghana, I think the brother's from. You got the email because of a black Indian man. Yeah, and it's just going, all of the technology that you're using was created for your corporations by African peoples. Yeah. All of it.
Why are white people so intimidated and threatened by black men despite their claims that black men are inferior to them and incapable of the most basic tasks?
They know black men are superior to them.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.